Welcome, everyone. Happy Father's Day from me to you. It's good to see you all. Amazing. We got people coming in from everywhere. And I hope where you are, it's a beautiful day. We have some things coming up. There's pop-up virtual workshops coming up, Death, Dying, and Bardo, which will be on Saturday, June 29th. That's coming up soon, 2 weeks away. And then Karma, Mysterious Key to the Universe on Saturday, July 20th. You'll find everything on Dzogchen.org. I hope to see you there. I've signed up to make sure I don't do it last minute. I hope you guys get to do that too. And then we have also coming up in September, a day-long virtual meditation retreat. This is the one it replaces on June 8th. If you're registered, you don't have to do that again. You'll just get everything and you'll be all set. And then this is very exciting. We're going to be doing the fall residential meditation retreat with Lama, October 27th to Friday, November 1st. I've already checked out everything. I looked at the Wisdom House website and it's just absolutely fantastic. And even better than that, there's a week with Lama, and what more could you ask for? That's going to be awesome coming up. Lama, where'd you go?
Woohoo!
There you are. All right. You were hiding on me. So it's your turn. Take it away. Thank you very much.
Chugga, 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 chugga. Woohoo!
So unmute yourself, Lama. Yeah.
If I shout louder at you non-English speakers, will you understand better? As we do in Europe. Anybody been in Europe? When they don't understand, what do? You shout English louder, right? Sometimes it helps, not usually. Nice to see you all. Happy Father's Day. Mothers, fathers, whatever your pronoun is, however you identify, whoever you think you are. I hope you're not too hot, as Dory said, or too cold. Look at Susan Woodland. She looks too hot. Out there in the sunny Portsmouth, probably on the beach at her cabana there. There's Edward Johnson, looks too cold with his woolen beanie. There's Mel Pine, the inscrutable sage. He's our Lao Tzu. Who else do we have? Remus Bistras, I don't know you. He looks good. Okay, so I'm tempted to today open the floor to questions. People always ask questions, but I mean, we'll have a meditation and I'll talk first. But I'm going to leave more time for questions, so you might think about it. Usually it gets a little late for questions, and then somebody asks a question and Saridas talks the rest of the time, and that's it. So if you have questions, or put them in the chat room. Investigation, questioning is one of Buddha's 7 factors of enlightenment. Look it up. Unlike some religions that seem to dissuade us of doubt or questioning or analysis and rely more on faith and belief. Anyway, not to criticize, just saying investigation and questioning is so important, and especially in American Buddhism and Western Dharma. We've all been educated, probably in the West, to ask questions, to look further, to clarify our doubts or unsureness about things that we hear or learn. So it's one of the best ways for us to learn and to share the Dharma together in mutual reciprocity, the question and response, the Q&R practice. Unlike in the East, where a lot of it is by rote or memorization, in case you're not familiar. That's why the Japanese are so good at imitating, copying electronics, and don't have that many inventions as Western countries do. That's why in India and the Himalayas, the teachers teach a lot, and there's almost no question and answer period at the end. That's the old world. This is the new world. More community, equal, I, thou, etc. So in mutual reciprocity, exploring the path and our existential issues and deep questions of life together. If you haven't studied or heard Buddha's 7 Factors of Enlightenment, look it up. It's an important list, the 7 ingredients of his recipe for awakening, including, of course, mindfulness, but that's just one of them. I'm trying to remember what the others are. Ha ha! They're all good. Ask Lama Google. Them knows. Balance, investigation, mindfulness, and the other 4. Who's counting? Even just balance and the middle way would probably be enough. Throw in a little mindfulness and loving kindness, and Bob's your uncle, or Bob's your Buddha. Time to go. Go on, go forth, go deep, go all the way. Go for it. And happy Father's Day. Mother's Day. Bodhisattva Guardian and Enlightened Leader Day. A moment of silence for all those suffering in Gaza, in Ukraine, in Sudan, and in Jambu Vipa, this whole world, as it's called in India, in Buddhism, the thorny, beautiful rosebush land, Jambu Vipa, the floating bubble-like world we live in, including all in our prayers and practices and altruistic compassion and aspirations today. Free, the seed syllable of unconditional love and compassion at the heart of Chenrezig, Avalokiteshvara Kuan Yin. That the 6-syllable mantra Om Mani Padme Hung spins around, shedding off light and droplets and bliss and contentment, fulfillment and healing. Om Mani Padme Hung, calligraphed by the Dragon Lama, His Holiness, the 12th Gyalwang Drukpa, still alive, living in Nepal at his monastery Druk Amitabha Mountain now. Since he retired, as he says, although he's probably in Vietnam at his nunnery there, but He's retired, so he doesn't travel so much anymore, as he likes to say. As he said, I'm a retired man now. Shri or Shri. Respect. Shri. Shri. Soft, aspirant. The breath. The in-breath with the the out-breath with the free, the re. Every breath, free. Compassion. Dynamic, animated, natural flow. Free. The heart of the Mahasattva Bodhisattva of unconditional love and compassion. Avalokiteshvara, Kuan Yin, Chenrezi. The heart of one and all, the good heart, as the Dalai Lama calls it. Wishing all well, while, or wishing others well, maybe better, wow. Yes, that's an easy acronym to remember. Wow, wishing others well, the definition of metta, loving kindness. May all beings be happy, may all beings be at ease, may all beings be fulfilled and at peace. From the Metta Sutra, wishing others well. Benevolent. Well-wishing, it's an easy practice to practice in our meditation, in the laboratory, in the experimental research laboratory of our own contemplative practice, in our own heart and mind, if you want to say it that way. And then stepping out of the cushion, out of the room, encountering whoever and whatever you meet, wishing them well, the squirrel, the bird, the neighbor, even your own family. Why not? The pets, the neighbor's pets and kids, the bus driver, the mail person, shopkeeper, the traffic director or police person, wishing them well. What a practice. You can do it anywhere. Like saying, Paul said, make every breath a prayer. I don't think that means reading from the prayer book while you walk around. It means breathing out and breathing in every breath like a blessing. With loving kindness, compassion, joy, equal to all, mercy, tenderness, forgiveness, only eight boundless. Ah, how sweet it is. Wishing you well, wishing me well, wishing we well, wishing thee well. It's so easy to remember that way and just do it until the words fall away and you're just exuding it and also full of it, filled up with it, full of it, full of metta instead of full of what we are usually full of, as they say in New York, in Brooklyn. Full of it. You're full of it. Full of metta. Yes, that's right. How joyous. How delightful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. May you all be well, happy, peaceful, safe, and content, and healed. May I be well, happy, peaceful, safe, fulfilled, content, and healed. May we and thee be happy, peaceful, content, liberated, healed, free, at ease, all together, co-meditating, intermeditating, into being. Swooping and soaring, walking the path together, being there while getting there every single step of the way, totally here, being here while getting there every step of the way, being there while getting there, not waiting for some pot of gold at the end of some imaginary rainbow, This is the rainbow that we're immersed in, that we're walking on. We can't even see it. It's like the fish doesn't know the sea because it's so in it and part of it. Like a bubble in the sea, totally the same, just momentarily set off or different. The bubble, totally seawater, the sea, same. See through yourself and be free. It's like a doppelganger, the small self, the evil twin of your big self, your Buddha nature. It's all about perspective, friends. Nosha Kempo said the main difference between the enlightened ones and the ordinary sentient beings is a matter of scope. That's a quote. So settle in. The great sea of being, the great ocean never leaves its bed. The bubble is never separate from the sea. See through yourself. Recognize your inseparable oneness and interconnectedness and be free. That's why we say seeing is freeing. Just being as it is, as you are. Always already, as Ken Wilber has put it for decades. Always already. Complete. Integrated. Perfect. Imaho. Way to go. Thank you. Letting go means letting be. Letting go means letting things come and go. Letting be. Awareness is curative. Imaho. Thank you. When we get clear, everything becomes clearer. That's why we cultivate clear seeing, the first step on the Eightfold Path, higher vision, right view, awareness with a capital A plus, Rigpa, pure presence, the divine mind. Cultivating it, not praying for it or to come from someone outside. Cultivating it, activating it, exercising, actualizing it, becoming it, being it, always already. Imo, wondrous, fantastic, miraculous. Thank you. Yes. Enjoy the joy of Dzogchen meditation. This breath, only breath. This moment, only moment. Imo. Sky gazing, space mingling, infinite dissolving, dissolving in infinite, openness and awareness inseparable, incandescent presence, lucid clarity, openness and awareness inseparable, Rigpa, Shunyata Jnanavajra, the immutable, emptiness, laser-like awareness, Shunyata, the luminous void, Jnana, pure presence, Rigpa, awareness with a capital A plus, Shunyata and Jnana inseparable, Jnana, the 10th paramita, Jhana, not prajna, the sixth paramita. Prajna is developed. Jnana is innate. Look it up. The 10th paramita. Check it out. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Prajna Paramita Ma, for your heart, mind of Jnana. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. Om Mani Padme Hori. May all beings be happy. Om Mani Padme Hori. Moving from me to we. Om Mani Padme Hori. 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 Mantra number 3. Om Mani Padme Hori. 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 May all beings be happy. Om Mani Padme Hori. Sarva Mangalye. Om Mani Padme Hori. 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 Sarva Mangalam. Om Mani Padme Hori. 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 May all beings everywhere be well, joyful, fulfilled, happy, content, free from harm, danger, and fear. Have whatever they want and need and aspire to. Peace, sanity, cooperation, justice, fairness in this world. And may we all together fulfill the promise of this glorious spiritual journey all the way home. A little extrazets for Father's Day, Mother's Day, Grandparents' Day, Children's Day, every day. It's a great day to have a great day. Let's do it. Or just do it. Like Mike says. Air. That's the thing. Air. Breath. Air. Life. Lift off. The animating principle. Vitality. Longevity. Energy. Outer energy. Subtle inner energy, or prana, chi, ki, and subtlest energy. Gnosis, or cognizance, is self-awareness. and outer, inner, secret, and then top secret, the innermost energy, the living spirit, or whatever you call it, life itself, Buddha nature, Jesus nature, the Godhead, the Buddha within, pure spirit, uncorruptible, unborn, undying, pure spirit. Imho. How sweet it is. Could somebody put the 7 factors, maybe Leslie, in the chat, please? I emailed it to you. Good, thank you. This is one of the basic teachings of Buddhism from the original Buddhist sutras. You can find it in the, by now, I guess we have to call it the old Buddhist books of the 1970s and 80s, like Joseph Goldstein's, so whatever it's called, Stages of Insight. It was Joseph and Jack Kornfield's book, something, Ways of Wisdom, Stages of Wisdom, basic Buddhist teaching, like the 6 paramitas, like the 4 boundless, like the 3 trainings, the Eightfold Path, the 7 factors of enlightenment, 7 ingredients in Buddha's recipe for awakening. Check it out. There's a lot of teaching about this of interest. Like, yes, question, investigate. As the Zen master in Korea that I studied with says, this is a quote translated from Korean language, small doubt, small enlightenment, big doubt, bring enlightenment. That's the Zen way. So I mentioned investigation. Interestingly, these 7, if you're looking at it in the chat room, I don't know, I don't see it because I can't do all these things at once. They come in 2 triads of 3. And the linchpin, the fulcrum is the mindfulness one. That's how Buddhist teachers, my teachers commented on it. And I can't remember which 3 is which 3, but the ones, like balance supports concentration and equanimity. And then the other one, energy supports and heroic effort and something else good. But the fulcrum is mindfulness. Isn't that interesting? On the seesaw of the 2 triads or threesomes or whatever you call them, trios. Anyway, it's Father's Day. Good day to think about whoever brought us up, father, mother, other guardian, foster parent, grandparent, elder brother or sister or something, mentor, teacher, sports coach, music teacher, driving instructor, whoever, introduced us to the world, showed us the ways. Like our first gurus, our parents, if we were lucky enough to have parents, not just at birth, but for decades. Gratitude to them all. In Tibet, which is a country that's mainly Vajrayana, based in Mahayana Buddhism, the Vajrayana, which emphasizes, besides the things we talked about, and emptiness, and jnana, and rigpa, and all that, of course, meditation, and tantric yoga, and a lot of things, but devotion and faith very important. It's been a Buddhist country for I don't know when, since like the 7th or 8th century AD when Padmasambhava brought it to Tibet. So people call Padmasambhava the second Buddha because he introduced that in Tibet 1,000 years after the Buddha's time. And Sakyamuni Buddha, the historic Buddha who sat under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, India. and then taught for 45 more years. Padmasambhava is called the father guru, father of the Buddhist nation, the father. So Father's Day is a good day to think of him. He's really a historical person, but also an archetype. Like Tibetans will tell you, he never died. He rode off in the Himalayas on a white horse and to the sky and, blessed the whole world. But what did they say? Every inch of earth was blessed by his footprint. Anyway, the notion of like father of the country, George Washington, it's a metaphor. I don't think his swimmers, his sperm impregnated every mother in the country, but father of the country, George Washington. I remember Tukor-Orgyur Rinpoche, who, they didn't really have schools in Tibet. He was raised as a Tulku and learned everything about Buddhism and from his previous lives lineage. He asked me, who was the first king of Tibet, of America? And I tried to explain we didn't have kings, we had presidents, and he wanted to know the difference. And he always called him the first king, because the word Gyalpo in Tibet just means leader, chief. So father of country. So Padmasambhava is our spiritual father that all of this comes from, or you could say the Buddha is. But Buddha was a monk, so people don't usually call him the father of Buddhism. Padmasambhava, very much the father of Tibetan Buddhism. So it's a good day to rejoice and think about Padmasambhava. Here in Boston, we call him Paddy Sambhava. We drink green beer in his honor on St. Paddy's Day and have a lot of other indigenous customs that actually connect. I'm looking for a picture of Padmasambhava, somehow not finding it because I'm more partisan, to Longchenpa and Kuntazampo and these, quote, people or beings. But you probably have your own picture of Padmasambhava. He's everywhere. That's why I don't even have a picture of him. Yes, thank you, Leslie. Can everybody see that or make her tile bigger? Who walked from India in about the year 712 AD, according to Tulku Rinpoche's books and history. At the invitation of the Tibetan king, Trisen Detsen, to bring Buddhism, to bring spirituality to the savage land, as he called it, the king called it. And he did, and it tamed them. And it became, the ethics and the learning and the wisdom and the mind science of that country since then. The Bodhisattva is always called the sons of the Buddha. Of course, these days we have to translate, and we should translate, is another word, but we don't really have a good word for that. If I translate it as the scions of the Buddha, everybody says, what does scion mean? S-C-I-O-N. So the offspring of the Buddha, which is kind of a dull word, but yes, the Bodhisattvas are the children, the offspring of the Buddha, the Buddhas to be, the mini Buddhas, the Buddhas 2.0, whatever. So the Buddha, Padmasambhava is like our father. Our father, who art in Padmasambhava's Buddha field in the southeast direction called the Copper-Colored Mountain. Zangtal in Tibetan, interpenetrativeness. Zangtal. Our Father who art in the Copper-Colored Mountain, blessed be your name. Your kingdom has come on earth. Earth is your Buddha field. You brought Buddhism, you brought Tibetan Buddhism, enlightenment, and Tantra to the New World, to Tibet, to the New World, Ladakh, new countries, and to the New World in North America and South America and Europe also. Yay, Padmasambhava! Hey, as the great Finnish comedian says, yay! I don't know if that's what they do in Finland, but that's what he does. Ismo, look him up. I'm from Finland. Yay! Ismo, whose most famous riff is to talk about his most interesting words in English, which he, this is like his third language. The word, as he says, pronounces ass. The many meanings of that important word. here in the New World. Think about that. Padmasambhava brought Vajrayana to Tibet and now to our world, the New World, as we call it, the Western world, the modern world, Europe and Americas. Anyway, that's my spiel for Padmasambhava Day, which is every day, but especially on the 10th day of the waxing moon. I'm sure you're all familiar with moonology and the lunar calendar. The 15th day is the full moon. The 30th day is the no moon. The 10th is like the crux of the waxing, the growing moon, Padmasambhava Day. And the 25th is the turning point or crux of the waning moon. That's the Dakini Day, his consort, his complement, the Abhyum. So I hope you'll join us. Residential retreat, Wisdom House, Connecticut, the last 6 days in October. And upcoming Saturday, June 29th, pop-up, day-long, virtual, or maybe it's 11:30 to 1, yes, on death, dying, and the bardo, a very important subject. Saturday, June 29th, 2 weeks from today, 11:30 a.m. to 1, not 11, take note. Death, dying, and the clear light, and the bardo, very interesting subject that you don't find taught much, if at all, in the other schools of Buddhism and elsewhere. As the Dalai Lama says, there's a quote from the Dalai Lama, more or less, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens when I die and to watch the process unfold as well as I can. So dream yoga and carrying awareness into sleep and lucid dreaming, awakening within the dream and knowing you're dreaming, you're still asleep, is part of that. And the Dalai Lama wants to watch the process while he goes through it, if he can. And that's something all of us might be interested in. Anyway, it's a great subject. And the clear light, the Dharmakaya mind, the innate luminosity, the divine light in each and all of us, etc. And then Saturday, July 20th, karma, the mysterious secret key to the universe. Everybody uses that word. Not everybody, let's say a minority of people. I'm not saying I, you, or we are better or elite. Most people don't really know what it means. It's a rich subject. Buddha said if you understand karma, you would understand how it came about, the color in the tail of every peacock in the world from all the different causes. So who understands that? All those interlocking, interwoven karmic dimensions of time and space and evolution and genes and, chromosomes and rhizomes and whatever it is that makes plants and animals and minerals and rocks. And, people didn't always know how diamonds came about from Superman squeezing all the mulch under the earth into turning, all the carbon residue, all the old junk from living things, carbon-based creatures and plants. How Superman squeezed it, makes it into diamonds. People didn't always know that. But if you understand karma, you understand all those things. And that's the key to freedom and enlightenment, according to Buddhism. And the 12 interdependent links of interdependent origination. You could look that up. That's the main teaching of Buddhism that we don't stress because it's a little abstruse. And if you really get into it, it's taught to cover the last life, this life, and the next life. But as Buddha said, being practical, if you want to know what you were in the last lives, look at how you are now and what you're doing now. If you want to know how you were in the next life, look at what you're doing now and how you are now in your states of consciousness now. So I hope you'll join us for that 1 hour, 1.5 hour thing on pop-up. It's called, in the new lingo, some kind of event, virtual, online, July 20th. And then our fall retreat at the Wisdom House in Connecticut, October 27th to November 1st. Get together. Sangha up. I think you'll like it. Any questions before we go? See, I left some room at the end. Short.
Yes, you did, Lama. Yes, you did.
Yeah, Dory's counting the seconds. Look, there's 180 seconds left. Go.
Right. So, unfortunately, for what I have for a question, you not in 2 minutes. So, I want to thank
It's in
you
the chat room.
in the chat room.
Everybody can see it. Yeah, good.
No, so it's pretty long. So anyway, I want to thank you, Lama, for being with us today, and everybody else too. Please, everyone, think of donating to Dzogchen Center so that we can keep everything going and support Lama's mission of transmission. Also, remember membership. That's really important and helpful. There are a lot of things that open up for us with membership. So, and it helps to support Dzogchen Center too, and keep Meditation Town Hall going every Sunday. We want this to last for long time. So, thank you very much. Have a wonderful Father's Day, wonderful rest of your weekend, and take care.
Thank you. It looks like there's 1 minute left, and there's one question here, easy to answer, interesting, deep. It looks like it comes from King Edward. I don't know who that is, but perception is out of time, Krishnamurti says. The wise Krishnamurti, check his many books out. Perception with content is time. That's very true. Isn't that interesting? Comments. Well, we all know time and space are interrelated, depend on each other, and there's more than just flat lands like 2 dimensions, like squares and circles. And there's also 3 dimensions, depth, cubes, cones, pyramids, not just triangles, pyramids, 3 dimensions. And then the 4th dimension, according to science, philosophy, thinkers, is time. Time and space. I'm sure you're all familiar with whatever it is, EMT, and E equals MC squared, and other things, apple pie, etc. So Einstein talked about the relativity of time and space, and there's a lot there, spiritually speaking, as well as mathematically or in physics. So perception in time, is content like experience and thoughts and memories, and out of time, it's more like nowness awareness. No content, but like pure, process or beingness. It's like masculine energy is driving or up or forward, and feminine energy is said to be like spacious or holding, like the earth, like the womb. So that's a brilliant quote you've picked out of Krishnamurti. There's a lot to think about there. In fact, all of his books are filled with these things, even though you could say every page is the same. His 20 or 30 books, at least 10 of them are worth reading, because many of it is the same. And you get his whole message is awareness is all you need. Awareness is the thing, not religion, not ritual, not philosophy. Awareness. Moment to moment, everyday awareness. He doesn't even say cross your legs and meditate. Of course, not secretly, if you knew him as a person, he did yoga every morning, but he didn't do yoga to get enlightened. He was an Indian gentleman, well-educated, who traveled the world and gave teachings everywhere, including in Carnegie Hall in like 1919 and 28. He was a world teacher. He did yoga every morning, but not to get enlightened. And he said he never read any of the scriptures. He was born this way. And on planes, sometimes he read Agatha Christie mysteries and things like that, just to have the pleasure of reading and pass the time. Not the Bible, the Tao Te Ching, look it up. He didn't read the even Bhagavad Gita and these things. He's such a unique, interesting spiritual personality, a world teacher in the world, J. Krishnamurti, whose main center in America is in Ojai, Southern California. Take care. Be aware. Be well. Sarva Mangalam.
Sarva Mangalam.
May all beings be happy and well.